Okay, for this problem, we're looking at dealing two cards from a well-shuffled deck, and we want the probability that the first is a spade or else the second is a heart. So let S1 be the event that the first card is a spade, and let H2 be the event that the second card is a heart. And so the question is, find the probability that the first card is a spade or the second card is a heart. So using my rule for unions, this is the probability that the first card is a spade plus the probability that the second card is a heart minus the probability that the first card is a spade and the second card is a heart. And if you the way that we've been doing things in class, the intersection sign here is superfluous. If you want to write S1 H2 without the intersection sign, that matches the way we've been writing things in class. All right, now before I actually start plugging in numbers, let me look at this one. So it's the probability that the first is a spade plus the second is a heart. Those two terms are unchanged. Then this one is the probability that the first is a spade times the probability that the second is a heart, given that the first is a spade. Okay, so let's start evaluating these things. So the probability that the first card is a spade is clearly 13 out of 52. And that would be this term here as well, 13 out of 52. This one is probably the next easiest to figure out. Suppose I know the first card is a spade, and the card is dealt, and dealt means that the ordinary meaning of dealt, you take a card and you deal it off and you don't re-deal the card, so you're dealing without replacement. So if the first card is a spade, then the second card, there are 51 possibilities left, and there are 13 hearts left if the first card is a spade. So if you deal off the first card, there are 51 cards left, 13 hearts, 13 clubs, 13 diamonds, and 12 spades. And so the chance that the second one is a heart would therefore be 13 out of 51. Now let's turn to this one. What is the probability the second card is a heart? Now notice that in between these two parentheses, there are no assumptions about what the first card is. There are no assumptions about the first card. So there are 52 possibilities over here for what the first card could be. I'm sorry, what the second card could be, and of those, 13 are hearts. Now this is somewhat counterintuitive, and so let me take a minute to talk about it. This fraction over here is conditional. It depends on what the first card is. This probability is unconditional. There are no assumptions about the first card. And so if the probability that the first card would be a heart is 13 out of 52, the probability that a card in the middle of the deck is a heart is 13 out of 52, the probability that the bottom card is a heart is 13 out of 52, as long as I don't look and see what any of the other cards are. I can just simply pull a card at random from the middle of the deck, and the chance that that card is a heart is 13 out of 52. So that's why this one is 13 out of 52, while this one is 13 out of 51. Then it's a matter of plugging into a calculator, and if I did the arithmetic right, I believe the answer is about 43.6%. And so that's the chance that the first card is a heart, a spade, or the second card is a heart.